In a land where the mountains touch the sky and the rivers carry ancient dreams, there once lived two brothers. Their lives were simple, their love profound. Each morning, they would rise with the sun, walking barefoot through the dewdrops, their hearts as open as the sky. They shared everything, from their meals to their laughter, from childhood bruises to secret wishes. Their bond was not forged by blood alone. It was carved by kindness, watered by trust, and warmed by countless shared moments. The brothers lived together in a small cottage nestled between rolling hills and swaying bamboo. They had no father to guide them, no mother to comfort them, only each other. Yet they lacked nothing. The elder brother was like the earth, steady, reliable, protective. He worked hard, rose early, and cared for his younger brother as a father would. The younger, still full of wonder, was curious and gentle, the kind of soul who stopped to talk to butterflies and sang lullabies to frogs. In the quiet of the countryside, they planted vegetables, raised chickens, and built a life woven from routine and devotion. Each evening, they would sit beneath the areca palms, watching the stars appear one by one, like old friends lighting their lanterns in the sky. It was a life of peace, but peace is a fragile flower, and even the softest breeze can make it tremble. One autumn, while selling firewood in the market, the elder brother saw her. She wasn't the most beautiful woman there, but there was something in her, a stillness, like the surface of a lake just before dawn. She moved with grace, her voice barely above a whisper, and her eyes held the weight of old poetry. He courted her with all the sincerity of a man who knew no games. And soon, she came to live in their home as his wife. At first, all was well. She cooked, cleaned, and greeted the younger brother with a respectful smile each morning. They were like three birds living in the same tree, different songs, but one rhythm. But hearts, unlike stones, are not easily tamed. The younger brother began to notice her more than he should. The way her hands folded clothes, how her eyes lingered on the rain. He didn't mean to. He tried not to. And she, in her quiet heart, also began to feel the weight of something unspoken. They never touched. They never dared cross that sacred line. But sometimes, the heaviest burdens are those we carry in silence. The younger brother could not sleep. Each night, he lay awake, guilt pressing on his chest like a stone. He feared he had betrayed the brother who raised him, not through action, but through thought. And thoughts, to a man of conscience, can be just as cruel as deeds. He remembered how the elder had nursed him through fevers, taught him to tie fishing nets, and once gave up food so he could eat. "How could I feel this?" he whispered to the dark. "How could I, even for a moment, want what is not mine?" One early morning, before the rooster crowed and while the mist still clung to the leaves, he made a choice. He wrapped a handful of rice in a banana leaf, took a flask of water, and left. He walked and walked, deeper into the forest where no path existed. The branches clawed at his clothes, and the birds fell silent as he passed. Finally, exhausted, he reached a clearing. There stood a great stone beneath an old tree. He sat there, placed his hand on the stone, and let the tears come. He cried not just for love unspoken, but for the innocence lost, for the home he could never return to, and for the brother whose eyes he could not bear to meet again. As the first rays of sunlight kissed the horizon, his body stilled. And from the earth where his tears fell, a tender green shoot emerged. The first areca tree, tall and straight, reaching ever skyward. When the elder brother found his brother missing, his heart shattered. He wandered the hills, calling his name through valleys and rivers. Days passed, and finally, he came upon the tree, standing alone, wrapped in stillness. Somehow, he knew. He fell to his knees and stayed by the tree. His sorrow was deep, deeper than roots, heavier than time. And as he died of grief, the earth beneath him stirred. From it emerged a white, oval-shaped stone. It would later be called the beetle stone, solid, quiet, unyielding, just like his love. The wife, now left alone, followed the trail of sorrow. She reached the forest, and there, she found the tree and the stone side by side like two silent souls. Overcome with remorse, she sat beside them and wept. She took a leaf from a nearby vine, placed a piece of the beetle stone and an areca nut within it, and chewed. To her astonishment, a red dye bloomed in her mouth, the color of longing, of heartbreak, of a love too deep to die. From that day on, the combination of the areca nut, the beetle leaf, and the lime from the stone became sacred. At every Vietnamese wedding, the offering of betel and areca is more than tradition. It is a silent prayer, a reminder that love, respect, and sacrifice are what make bonds last beyond this life. And though time passes, though names are forgotten, the story of the two brothers and the woman lives on, in every chew of betel, in every wedding vow, in every tale told by the firelight. Some stories are not written in books, they are etched in leaves, rooted in trees, and whispered in the winds of our homeland.